Hey everybody, it's Kyle here. Welcome back to my channel. Sorry that there was no video yesterday, just had a lot going on. Today I wanted to talk about my experience living at home with my parents at 25 almost. Um, I think a lot of times people think that because you're disabled you can't live on your own. Living on your own for me is a big goal, and it's one that I'm working towards. One thing that has been hard about moving out is the finances. I recently just started my first job back in March, and it's part-time. So it's not really allowing me to save. I do get SSI, um, but then SSI doesn't allow you to have savings. Well, it allows you to have savings, but not like as much as I would want to be able to move out. So I'm just, trying to get my bearings, working for the first time and having my first big job. So that's kind of taking some time. Thankfully, I do have a really great relationship with my parents. I know that that's not always the case, and if I didn't have a great relationship with my parents, I probably would really hate living at home. Thankfully, that isn't the case for me. I mean, it's frustrating sometimes because, parents might think, because you're still living at home, they're in charge, and yes, it's their house and their rules, and I understand that, but sometimes parents can look down, like, well, my dad can still look at me as a little kid, so that's something that we are working through and, working on, but hopefully one day I will get to live on my own, whether it be with a roommate or my own house, but that is the end game of being on my own. Um, Thankfully, I do actually like living at home right now. In the meantime, just to get my footing, I thought about potentially moving out, um, but I think I really wasn't ready at the time. I could have pulled the trigger and lived on my own, but I just wasn't ready, and I do think it's good to take your time because I didn't want to risk moving out and then feeling lost or feeling overwhelmed and having to move back home anyway. So I really want to take my time and, save up eventually and find a good job that affords me the opportunity to pay rent, because I know rent can be pretty expensive. I know my brother at one point paid almost $600, and I really don't have that kind of money to pay every month. And part of me thinks, oh, why rent an apartment when you can just get a house? But then, because they always say, with a mortgage, at least you'll own it eventually. But that's kind of hard, and there's just things I'm not sure that I'm ready to live on my own. For one, I don't really cook. And that's kind of my own fault. I just really haven't taken the time to get out into the kitchen and learn to cook. The microwave is my best friend. I hope other people can relate to that. Eventually, I really need to learn how to cook, at least the basics, besides the microwave. I've never made soup. I've made toast. I have used the oven. It's not like I've never used the oven, but I don't use it on a regular basis. So that's something I need to work on. I need to work on doing my own laundry. I do feel really bad for my mom having to do all the laundry in the house. It's something I should do. Well, the excuse I was using was because it was downstairs, and, what if I fell? But that's not really an excuse because there are ways around it and working through it. I just really haven't taken the time. But that kind of goes with before I started my job, I really didn't have a whole lot going on, so I kind of lacked some motivation. But thankfully, with working at my job, and it's really a great job. It's my first job because I work those who have a TBI, and the place I work at works to just help build their social skills, and I'm the vocational assistant, so I'm in charge of um, helping them develop their skills and, interviewing, budgeting, saving money. So it's really a nice place to start, because it's in the disability field, and that's somewhere that I really like to be later down the line in life. But with being part-time, I don't get the full experience of working a 40-hour work week, so I don't know how well I would handle that. That is my goal, to work a 40-hour work week. A lot of people tell me that they don't think I'll be able to handle it, but that's something I don't like. Because, people can say that, but they don't know what I'm really capable of. I really don't know what I'm capable of in terms of workload. I really feel like it's valuable for me to at least try and work a 40-hour work week. And if I come to the realization that part-time is for me, then so be it. Like, I want to say at least I tried. But hopefully, even with a part-time, I would work, excuse me, more than 15 hours, because I'm currently only working 15 hours a week. So hopefully, at least with part-time, it would be at least up to at least 30. But I really think I'm starting to find my footing with potentially moving out. I mean, it's the very beginning stages. Making sure I'm comfortable moving out, and just ready. I want to be ready. And I know that's kind of hard to say, like, when will you know that you'll be ready? But I really think it'll just be a feeling of, like, now is the time. Because working has really given me a boost of confidence. It's given me a sense of purpose and a sense of routine. After I graduated from college, I sat for about 2 years before I was able to find a job, and that kind of was a damper on things. I don't want to go too much into that, but I put on some weight because I wasn't being as active. Actually, I had a friend give me their Wii Fit because they thought I wasn't being active enough. But thankfully, I've come out of that funk. Working has given me a schedule and a routine, and I feel good and I feel confident. So eventually, all this momentum will build to potentially finding, a better paying job in the future. I really don't know the timetable of that. That's kind of been something that I've been struggling with, because I've only been there just about 5 months. Part of me thinks, maybe a year would be good. I don't know. I guess it really just depends on what feels right. Right now it feels good, but I know that I won't be able to... I gotta close my door, I'm sorry. I won't be able to stay and live off of the 15 hours. That's one thing why I shut my door, because I haven't told my parents that I started a YouTube channel, and I'm not really that comfortable yet, just randomly talking. So shout out to all the vloggers out there that do this, because it is a challenge. But yeah, so hopefully we'll just continue building this momentum of getting things ready, getting things set, learning and growing, and just getting more comfortable doing everyday things that I'm gonna need to do if I want to move out. I can't live on cereal and toast and microwavables, although lean cuisines ain't no joke. They're really good. But I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you can relate to any of this that I've said in this video, please feel free to comment down below. Please, if you're enjoying this little series that I've got going, sorry, just realized I got something on my face. Good high quality content we've got going here. But if this is something that you are enjoying, please don't forget to subscribe. Give me any future video ideas. I've got a few, so we'll see where it goes. But please keep going and keep learning and keep growing and never give up, because we're all on our own journey, and even though sometimes it's hard, we have to know we can't compare ourselves to anyone else but ourselves. I just wanted to leave you with that little bit of advice that I'm learning, and I will see you next time. Thanks.